Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, November 6th, Friday, November 6th of 2024. I'm Giovanni Benacourt, and this is a recording for Vantage Markets, about an hour previous to the U.S. Open. All right, so the first week after Thanksgiving can often seem a bit flat, but this one has been overwhelming. Stocks reach record highs again. Bitcoin briefly surged above 100,000, and that was despite Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell saying he's in no rush to lower interest rates. His next public remarks before the interest rate decision later this month. There were also plenty of shocks outside markets. South Korea briefly went under martial law, and France's government collapsed after a no-confidence vote against the prime minister. None of that seemed to hurt markets because the traders are still euphoric about President-elect Donald Trump's plans to cut taxes and lighten regulation. He continued to make appointments for his coming administration, including naming crypto-friendly Paul Atkins to lead the Securities and Exchange Commission and David Sachs as crypto and artificial intelligence czar. It's reassuring that stocks have been able to keep marching ahead despite all the noise, but it raises the question of how long it can last. The big technology companies that have driven the stock market for so much this year probably won't get an easy ride under Trump. In a statement on Truth Social, he said big tech has run wild for years, suggesting he wants to keep pursuing them with antitrust crackdowns. It's also an important day for economic news with the latest labor data, which came in at 227 new jobs, very much close to consensus, which was 214,000. And, while the Santa rally is on track, the new year could still bring a lot more turbulence. So with that being said, and that number coming in line with expectations, we're seeing that the market is in range within yesterday's range, and looking to fluctuate to the upside. That momentum could probably overfilled as we open the U.S. session. All of the levels that we had placed yesterday were now broken, only briefly violated yesterday. With a little picked its head above that level of resistance that we placed. So I'm gonna keep the same ones for the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Same token. So I will suggest, I'm going to speculate that the momentum to the upside is being built. The Dow, just also all of the levels have been the same, so really no need to change them. And today we kind of fluctuate to the downside a bit. Let's see if this number will bring and help the Dow close above that 45,000. So being bullish, going along with the indices. Now, crude oil. Okay, so crude oil is pushing lower, trending lower as we've seen right now. So therefore, we want to be able to use a different level of support for it. So we're gonna leave that 67 as it is and that 66.5, bringing down the resistance to the 20-day moving average, and then the second one will be 69. Well, actually, let's use yesterday's high. So the momentum it's a downside. So let's go with the momentum, the intraday trend. Also, Nat Gas is fluctuating to the downside at 200. The 20-day moving average seems to be doing its job. So let me just kind of bring up the support to 270, and I'm gonna use first the 290 as the first level of resistance, and the second one can be just 295. So initially, just going with the momentum, going with the trend, which is downward. Then we have gold continuously to stay really within range. It kind of did a trend to the downside yesterday. The 20-day moving average. That's what the market basically closed above that. So that's giving it some support, but yet the market has fluctuated to the downside today. Just picking his head below the 2620 support level. So let's see if it'll be able to stay where it's at today, just the same levels. Again, I think this is gonna be shopping on gold. Silver is also just sideways ranging. That 50-day moving average seems to be there for a reason to give support to the market. So let's see if today it'll be able to break out of this, or will it just continue to stay within range. Copper. So copper has a nice parabolic movement, a breakout, boom, breakout to the upside. That first level of resistance, which is the 50-day moving average, will act as a dynamic resistance, and that's why we have ours. Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin yesterday, whoa, this is those wild swings on Bitcoin yesterday, fluctuating above 100,000, almost hitting our second level of resistance of 105,000, but it quickly retreated, and it goes below 100,000. Today, it has just tanked towards our first level of support. So therefore, I'm just going to leave them where they are and see if today will be a different story and will fluctuate above 100,000 again. I think that's the trajectory where it's going. All right, so the euro is finally breaking out. Even though it opened with a little gap down, it has a trade to the upside. But with this news, most likely the dollar is strengthening. So let's just use 106,400, and then let's just use the top Bollinger Band as a resistance. The first level of support, we're gonna use the 20-day moving average, and the second one, let's just use that psychological value of 105. But it could retreat. It could make a retracement depending on what the dollar index does. So the pound is moving higher. Let's use that 50-day moving average, and then we'll do 129. The levels for support, let's just update 127, and this one as is, because the dollar index most likely is looking. Oh, okay, so the dollar index is trending lower. Okay, let's see if the 50-day moving average will give us support, and let's use the 20-day moving average. Okay, so that's all the levels for today. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.